I bet Zahan Kapoor knew that if he messed up this role, he would get nothing from either Shashi Kapoor or Ramesh Sippy's fortune. Black Warrant, a show that makes me want to read the book it's based on just to see if my rendition of the story's world is as hard hitting as what I experience on screen. Built for binge watching, this 7-part series is based on a memoir written by Sunil Gupta, a former jailer at Tihar. If a criminal makes it to Tihar jail, he's made it to Crime's Hall of Fame, which makes Black Warrant a sort of all-stars show set in the early 80s, Crime Edition. Leading the cast is Zahan Kapoor. Yes, one more product from the Kapoor acting mill. He plays Sunil Kumar Gupta, the guy who wrote the book. A fish out of water, he is an ASP who may have earned the uniform but could not acquire the temperament or the physique required for the job. He is frail, accentuated by the baggy fit of his shirt. He's a good boy, accentuated by the good habits poster in his room. Going by the book is the only way he goes, and he makes the big mistake of projecting his righteousness onto his new place of work and gets a tight slap from reality. Zahan pulls off this character with ease. His performance is restrained, and his West Delhi accent sounds like an actual accent and not a mockery. Fun fact, the real Sunil Gupta is 6 feet tall and nowhere near that frail. I feel the screen Sunil is made visibly different than the others to enhance the underdog trope. Sunil is not the only new hire. There are 2 more young but this time strapping strong chaps who join Tihar as jailers. Just like the Powerpuff Girls, there are 2 who are extreme personalities and one that strikes the perfect balance. If you consider Sunil at one end of the positive personality spectrum, at the other end you will find Dahiya. What repulses Sunil excites Dahiya. Beat up prisoners? He'll do that. Take bribes? Of course. Bootleg seniors? Done, Baba, done. How come people are not talking enough about Anurag Thakur's performance? You could tell me he is exactly the person we see on screen, off screen. You know, the unpolished, boorish type who's always almost laughing at all the wrong times. And I would believe you. His character traits can be seen even in the background when he is just reacting to somebody else's line. Is this good acting or good direction? Regardless, the outcome is top level. Our third jailer, the balanced blossom, is Mangat. This character is played by Paramveer Cheema. He also likes to play by the book, but under duress is selective about the chapters he reads. He follows orders, does the needful to maintain law in the lawless world of Tihar, but his awfully aware conscience always gets in the way. He is the reasonable voice of reason, or maybe thought of reason, because even though he may be thinking reasonable things, he can do zilch to implement them. Mangat also depicts the complexities of being a Sardar police officer during the emergency, when at the same time you are the enforcer of law as well as the target of violence. Great guy, would get many right swipes today. These 3 musketeers report to DSP Tomar, who is the epitome of corruption. He makes and breaks his own set of rules to run the country's most notorious prison. He knows the prison is run by the prisoners, so he dabbles in politics, bribery, scams, and brute force to establish power. Rahul Bhatt portrays Tomar beautifully, and you can't really hate this character because this is someone he's become over time, and who knows, maybe he could change. Digressing a bit. How many of you are old enough to remember that show called Hina, which used to air on Sony long time back? Wasn't Rahul Bhatt in it? The cast also includes other tremendous talents like Joy Sen Gupta, Shivam Rathore, Tota Roy Chaudhary, Rajendra Gupta, and of course Siddhant Gupta, who plays Charles Sobraj. Okay, confession. The first time I saw Siddhant Gupta's glimpse in the trailer, I was like, isn't that Saif Ali Khan's son? The oldest one. I can't help it, he's all over social media. Siddhant Gupta tries his best to replicate Sobraj's accent, which doesn't really sound like an accent that belongs to any region. So I looked up some old interviews of Charles Sobraj and it wasn't quite it. Close, but not really the same. Thank heavens for subtitles. Bhai, I to couldn't understand half the things he was saying. Black Warrant is directed by Vikramaditya Motwani. the man behind Sacred Games and Uran, among other work. Just like the US extracts oil from Middle Eastern countries, Vikramaditya Motwani extracts the best performance out of his actors. And we are here for it. I read somewhere he's looking to direct more than produce. It's like not everything is all black about the inmates of Tihar jail. You find out that some of the prisoners are free men who don't know their rights. There are a few things about the otherwise excellently made show that don't fit well. For example, I sat through the entire series, but at the end of it, I was still wondering what was achieved by the protagonist. And what he did achieve, was it even his goal at the beginning of the story? Basically, what was the central issue we were supposed to focus on? Each episode introduces a new problem in the operations of the jail, which gets solved in one or two episodes or deliberately brushed under the rug to show that, well, that's life. You get some insight into the gang politics of the inmates, but I'm not sure if we were expected to take sides because everybody's guilty at some level. And before you know it, you start seeing the world from DSP Tomar's perspective, who's desensitized to all the violence. Dheere dheere, you become Hina's hateful husband Samir. I'd say take the show as a piece of life drama where things just happen and there is no drastic change of fate. The other thing that seemed out of sync was how the climax of the show played out, if you can call it the climax. Some new protocols are introduced to bring under control an imminent chaos. And this is also a real life example of the saying, teamwork makes the dream work. The overall atmosphere of the rest of the show is very morbid and bleak. And you can literally feel the frustration and hopelessness seep out of the screen and into your bones. But this one segment is so jolly. The background music is peppy and energetic, and I think it's the only time Sunil is shown laughing. Honestly, this looks like a director's cut version of the show, which comes out 1 year after the original version. That made the audience go, oh no, no, we don't like it, we want more. Good gripping screen adaptations have this effect on me. It immediately makes me wonder who the accolade should go to. Should it go to the story writer, the screenwriter, the director? Because how much of it is already provided in the book, and how much creativity did it take to make a cinematic version of the story? Would I, as a reader, build the world differently in my imagination, or would it be similar to what I see on screen? Do the characters match the description in the book? Do they have the same hairstyle, accent, physique as visualized by the author? Or have liberties been taken to enhance the visual impact? The cinematography for sure was independent of the book because no author is going to tell you, here is the story, now visualize it all in sepia. Soumyananda Sahi takes you back in time and gives emotions to pictures with colors. The costumes, set design, background music, editing all package the show as a memorable OTT experience. In conclusion, if you are planning to take up a career in crime, Black Warrant could be the show that would make you drop the idea. Because life in prison ain't pretty. It may also not make you want to be a jailer, but that lesson is secondary. Black Warrant is definitely one of the top ranking Netflix originals made in India, though I'm not sure how to categorize it. Drama suits it best because how is it a crime thriller when you already know who's done the crime and where the criminal is? The only legit thrill or mystery is in finding out if there actually is a peacock in Tihar jail.